What's up?
Well, nice background, man.
Oh, nice background. Look at that.
Look at that.
Where are you at?
Park Slope, right around the corner from me, bud. That
Yeah. Hey, I'm in Boerum Hill.
looks nice over there, man.
Isn't this great?
Yeah, it's nice.
My
New
my
office
new
space.
my new apartment.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Zoom makeover,
Looks good.
from Jay-Z Photography.
Nice.
Link. He would have done it for you. We could have had you looking like this.
Ah, man, I screwed up. I was late to the party.
All right. So let's do a deep dissection. A deal dissection.
Yeah. We'll start with 145 Park.
All
Yeah,
right.
so 145 Park Place. That was a tough one, man. It was listed at literally the beginning of the pandemic around March or April. Um, and it was weird because we got more traction in the coming soon than we did when we were live. So we initially listed it for 2 million. Um, and that was just for the condo. So he had a parking space there as well that he could have potentially sold. But 2 million with the condo, that's what the appraisal came in at.
Didn't he have two parking spaces?
We thought he had two. He only had one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we initially listed at 2 million. Actually, I got the lead from a lawyer that I use. So she called or she emailed me one day like, "Hey, one of my clients is looking to sell a condo." So I was like, "Great, what's the address? I'll start running some comps just to have an idea." So she's like, "Yeah, he's doing an appraisal. So we just got the appraisal back. It's worth 2 million according to the appraisal." Met the seller, very nice guy. He lives in Philadelphia. He actually ended up inheriting this condo from his father, which unfortunately passed away during the pandemic. He caught COVID, and he didn't make it, unfortunately. So he was his only son, so he inherited it. He is one of the few humans that hate New York City. So he's like, I don't want anything to do with New York. Sell it, sell it. I want out. So great, we got a listing out of it. Like I mentioned, the coming soon probably had like four agents reach out because that building is very seldom do you have any units for sale in there. So it's a sought after building, a nice condo on a great block, Park Place and Park Slope. It's right near the Barclays Center.
Yeah, actually
Full service
explain that because the
building.
building's kind of set in an interesting spot. Like it's on Park Place on one side and it's on Flatbush on the other side. So it's like it's looking down
Yeah, so
Flatbush. The views are amazing. It's really a cool spot.
it's got like two facades, which is pretty cool because the
Yeah,
Park Place side is like every other building is brownstone tree
classic
lined block,
brownstone.
but then right around the corner wraps around to Flatbush, which is it's got like a kind of a silver metallic facade, and that
Yeah,
side actually
all
goes up a little
glass and
higher.
stuff. So it's cool.
Yeah,
That side's really
it's
cool.
it's a little more modern, so I guess they did that for a reason when they were renovating because they did turn them into condos about 10 years
Oh,
ago.
nice. Now, how about the inside? What was it? It was three bedroom, two bath.
Yeah, three bed, two bath, about 1,600 square feet. It was a really big place. What The bedrooms were huge, especially the master bedroom. It
The
was
master's big. Yeah,
yeah, it was you could fit a king size furniture and even
probably
do a
sitting
sectional
area.
for an office.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of
Um,
room over there.
it had California closets, three big closets in there, ensuite bathroom.
Yeah, basically the whole wall was closets. It's a really cool setup.
Yeah,
That place was really
yeah,
nice. I mean, even the kitchen was on the smaller side, but still had like window and had really nice appliances. Everything about that place.
yeah. It was mint condition. Believe it or not, his father never lived in it for the 10 years that he owned it. No one ever lived in that condo.
Yeah, that's
It
why
was
it
just an
felt
investment for him.
felt brand new. It really did.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it was mint. I it was a little outdated because it hasn't been updated for over 10 years, but no one's ever lived in it, So
But
it
that's what's
was mint
interesting about it,
condition.
right? Is that it's the nexus of Park Slope and Prospect Heights. So it's like having that like an outdatedness is not the worst thing, especially with the brownstone facade on one side, and then it's a modern building, elevator, roof deck. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
So how
no,
did you end
definitely.
up repackaging it? So the 2 million didn't work, right?
So the 2 million didn't work. We ended up so there was no furniture in there. So I was like, something's got to give. We're not getting much hits. The pictures, we try to do some virtual staging. Didn't come out too good. So I finally convinced the seller to stage at least the living room because the living room was kind of like a triangle shape. So it was hard for some buyers to envision what they
Yeah.
can do with it.
No, all
So
that
like
that
let
building is a strange shape. It really is a triangle.
Yeah, so it was very weird. And, without furniture in there, I noticed that every buyer that would come in was like, I don't know where my furniture would go here. So I was like, let us at least stage the living room. So he finally gave in, let us stage the living room. From there, we dropped the price to 1.75. And, a couple weeks went by. We got a little more traction. And we finally get an offer, and it's a good amount lower than what the asking price was then. So it was the only offer we got. This was in the middle of the summer, COVID, you know, in full swing. So there wasn't much people in New York City. Anyone that was living in the city either went out east, Long Island, upstate. No one wanted to be in New York City at that time. You had the protests going on as well, so it was a lot going on, working against us. So yeah, we finally got an offer, and it was lower than what he wanted. It wasn't including the parking space. So we got the offer at 1.5. Um, it was kind of I kind of used the parking space to leverage him accepting that offer because the parking space was worth about 250. So he
That's
actually
just
had
that's
someone
crazy
approach
in
him.
itself, like how much a parking space in Park Slope is worth. It's amazing.
Yeah, listen, it took me about 20 minutes to find parking just now, just to get into this office. So yeah, actually, a buyer for the parking space, a lady that lives in the building, actually approached him a couple of weeks prior to us getting this offer. So he was like, "No, I want to see who buys it first, see if they want, the parking
Yeah, if
as
they want
well."
with parking.
Yeah. Long story short, I was like, "Listen, Chris, the condo market is taking a hit right now. We're in the midst of COVID. Everyone's taking 10 to as much as 20% off, listing price." So I was able to convince him
Did he
to
own it
take
free
the
and
one.
clear? He had to, right? Because he was inheriting it.
Yeah, yeah, he owned it free and clear. His father didn't have a mortgage on it. He was getting beat up with the common charges, and once I let him know what the tax abatement would go up to after 2023,
Yeah.
that kind of like opened his
Yeah,
eyes. Like,
let's do
yeah,
it.
I need to get rid of this.
It was a smart move by him. So then
Yeah.
what happened? Did you package the parking space?
So he sold it separately. I was like, I won't take a commission for the parking. If you take this at the 1.5, I'm taking a hit, not including the parking.
Hmm.
I know he was taking a hit. So I was like, do what you need to do with the parking. If you take this offer, I'll just collect the commission here.
It's smart. So what did he end up? So his total sale was what, 1.75?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I mean, honestly, so he took like a little bit more than 10% hit,
About, yeah. Yeah.
but it was high in the beginning. I mean,
Yeah. No, I mean, there was another listing that was up while we were listing, and they wanted, I think, very similar square footage, 3 bed, 2 bath. Um, they wanted like 1.8, something like that, and they never got it. They just had to pull it off the market.
they never sold it.
No.
That's, I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. He may as well just take the hit and get it done. use the money elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
What did he
it
do with the money? Did
some
he invest the money?
waiting on us to find the multifamily in
Yeah,
Jacksonville.
exactly. We better get on that. All right. So what
The
else
Yeti's
about this
building.
deal? How was the actual closing? I mean, since it's cash and oh, who was the buyer?
I was a couple. They just had a kid. They lived in the area. They were renting, so they got a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I think most people who
Um,
bought last year got a good deal.
yeah. The one thing that I didn't mention was so when we got into contract, well, we didn't get into contract yet. When they were reviewing contracts and looking into what's going on, the buyer's attorney noticed that the the court of surrogate hasn't signed off on the seller as the heir of his father yet. So without that, we couldn't execute a contract.
Hmm,
So that took another 2 months before we even got into contract. So we kind of were like in limbo for 2 months. And, the courts were super backed up. Luckily, his lawyer, which is the seller's lawyer, she had a connection in the court where, it was kind of expedited because she knew one of the judges that works there. So if
that's
not, we probably
helpful.
would have still been waiting for that.
Yeah, I think so. That's really
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, but other than that, once we were in contract, it was pretty straightforward.
Trying to figure out where you are. You're outdoors? No, you're in that like little. You're in that little meeting room.
Yep, it's nice in here.
Yeah, it is.
Wish there was still some guac and some hummus, but there's nothing here.
little, little red wine. Some giggling.
Oh man, remember that buyers
Yeah,
seminar? We got pretty tuned up.
I was. I remember being a little liquored up that night.
That was fun.
It was fun.
Um,
Seriously, those were the days, man.
yeah.
Hello, and thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the content we put out. If you liked what you saw, please give us a like. Also, please watch our other videos over here and subscribe to our channel over here. Thanks.